Hey everyone, hope your summit groups have been going swimmingly. The last few weeks I know you were journeying along with the reflections provided by Mark, and I am so excited to get to spend the next few weeks reflecting on God's Word with you in these summit teachings. And today's video is all about this upcoming Sunday on the Ascension. So I don't know about you, how you've imagined this story play out, just how you depict it in your mind, but when I was a small child, and for most of my life, honestly, I'm no longer a small child, but sometimes I think like one. For a lot of my life, I imagined the Ascension playing out similarly to the final scene of The Wizard of Oz. Now, if you don't know what I'm referring to, here's what happens. At the end of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is about to float home with the wizard and go back to where she came from, where she's trying to get the entire course of the movie. And she gets into the hot air balloon with the wizard, but her little puppy, Toto, escapes off the hot air balloon basket, and so she leaves to go get him. And as she hops out of the basket to go get Toto, the hot air balloon starts floating away, and the Wizard of Oz himself remains in the basket and floats away. And suddenly, Dorothy is left feeling hopeless and just wondering how she'll ever get home. And that's kind of how I imagined the Ascension. I know it sounds ridiculous, but at least the sentiment, I think, sort of makes sense, or at least it has for me, and you might be able to relate. But this idea that Jesus, at his ascension, goes away to heaven, and the people, it says that his apostles were left there looking up at the sky, waiting for him to come back or to reveal himself again, or some kind of sign that he was still with them. But here's the reality about the Ascension. The Ascension is not about Jesus leaving us. It's not about him departing from us or abandoning us. It's about him showing us where we are going, and that's heaven. So Jesus' ascension, then, it shows us that the suffering that we encounter in this life, that's not going to have the final word, that we can live in the resurrection right now, anticipating an eternity with the Father in heaven. That suffering isn't the end, but eternity is where we are destined to go, should we respond to the invitation to live in relationship with God right now. But that's something that requires action. Our responding to that invitation is something that we have to actively choose. It means that we unite ourselves to Jesus in prayer. It means we encounter him in his word, and we encounter the Lord in the sacraments, receive his life into our very own so that our lives can be transformed and reflect his love in everything that we do. So if you're anything like me or younger me, and you find yourself reflecting on the Ascension, thinking that it's some experience of Jesus leaving us or detaching himself from us or abandoning us, I want to challenge you to experience the reality of what this event means. That it's not Jesus leaving us behind, but it's about him showing us where we are going, and that he has made a way for us to spend eternity with God, with our Maker, and live in that everlasting fulfillment. I hope your Summit small groups are going swimmingly. Please let us know how they're going in the comments below. If you have any further reflections, comments, or questions, we would love to hear from you. I'm praying for you and each of your small groups as you meet every week. And I will see you next week as we continue on through this batch of Sundays for Summit.